Yo, what's up, everybody?
Congratulations. I got married this offseason, so.
Oh, man, super big. My wife now, I'm so glad I can finally call her my wife. It was an amazing wedding back in Texas, and we're back now, ready for some football.
Speaking of football, obviously you got a big opportunity in front of you here with Carlton leaving. What's kind of been your mindset going into this offseason, knowing that you're competing for a starting job instead of coming and trying to learn the playbook and looking at playing?
Definitely. I mean, everything I use as motivation, no matter what it is, positive, negative, and this is really no different. Every single year I'm going into the offseason working as hard as I can, and now having been thrown in the fire as much as I was last year and kind of knowing what to expect and what I have to do to play at a super, super great form, it's just exciting for me, and each and every day I carry a chip on my shoulder and what I got to go get.
What's the next step for you in your career in terms of where you want to get better?
Becoming a playmaker. I mean, for me, in college, I was always known for getting my hands on footballs and making plays, whether it be forced fumbles or interceptions. And so that's the next point in my game, is to start making those big plays.
You can use this offseason to take some chances. Now that you know the defense, you've established yourself here. You pretty much started last year, right? Snaps you played. Is this an offseason where you can take some chances and really work on jumping routes and coming up with some of those takeaways in a not so do or die environment out there?
Oh, that's a great way to put it. I mean, taking calculated chances is how you make plays in this league. And, it's not going to be perfect, but, I mean, I'm looking to fail and get better and fail and get better. And OTAs and this type of environment is the best time to do that. And so, yeah, taking chances is the name of the game, my game, at least.
You've always been a confident kid, and I think your coaches have said they're confident in you, but it's another thing entirely for them to be confident trading somebody away and knowing it puts you in the position. What does that do for you to see that show of confidence this offseason and what you can be?
Yeah, I mean, my confidence has grown, especially from my rookie year, and just looking at all the signs and everything seeming to point in the direction of how I viewed and how I wanted to go. I mean, I'm super blessed for the coaching staff and the front office for putting me in the positions that I have been in, and it's seeming like the opportunity is starting to grow, and I'm growing as a person as well with my confidence, with my play on the field. So it's just a really good reassurance, and it makes me feel good, putting my head to sleep at night.
So I'm just curious, how different was your offseason last year compared to how it is this year, or is it similar?
I got married. That's the main big difference. But, I mean, in terms of offseason, since I got into the league, I mean, rookie year focused on like 40s and combines and stuff. But these past 2 years, I've just been able to focus completely and solely on football. And the more snaps I get in a season, then the more fine-tuned my training can become. So when I go in the backyard with my brother, I'm telling him the exact routes that I want him to run on me, or we're practicing exact coverages that we expect to run. And so everything's just becoming more and more specific year in, year out.
You had the unique opportunity to line up at a bunch of different spots this past year, because once, both the Carlton and Jamel got healthy, Coach Bowles was like, well, I've got this starting caliber guy that I want to have out there. So you lined up at nickel, you lined up at safety as well. Just, I guess, did that give you maybe like more of a holistic view of this defense and how all those pieces are supposed to work together? Like, how could that help you?
Oh, 100%. I mean, since playing safety and playing nickel, I know exactly where I want my safety and my nickel to be, because I can put myself in their shoes. And so with that, I mean, when we go out and we're practicing drills, we can communicate at just such a high level, because I can speak their language and they can speak my language and vice versa. And just being able to know exactly where somebody's going to be when Bowles calls a call just allows me to just say, I don't have to cover that, I just have to worry about this. And giving them the reassurance that they don't have to cover the routes that I'm responsible for, just worry about doing your job. So I think it all goes hand in hand.
And you can't really replicate that with just simply cross-training guys, right? Like, I mean, it helps to actually go out there and feel it in a game situation.
Oh, yeah, big time. I mean, out there on the game field, I mean, everything is going 100 miles an hour, and you have to be able to stay composed. And so you can have 100 different plays going through your head, but can you stay composed for just this play that's in front of you? And being able to play in multiple positions, that was a true blessing, and I'm so glad that Bowles trusted me to do that, because, I mean, it made my confidence grow tenfold, and now I feel comfortable anywhere on the field.
A couple new guys in the secondary. Have you got to meet Bryce or Javier? Jordan's new for you as well, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I met Bryce. My brother actually played with Javier when he was in Houston, so we kind of already know each other like that. And working out with Bryce today, I can tell he's a super cool person, and we're going to mesh really, really well. And then Jordan, of course, we met a couple of weeks ago when he first got in here, and I'm super excited to play with him, a hard-hitting safety. I mean, we're going to have some hard hitters back there in the defense. So
Your athleticism has always stood out, especially in coverage. But getting guys on the ground, your ability to tackle, how much did that improve last year, and what made that get better?
it improved when I just finally learned how to tackle, to be honest. In college, I think I'm just running out full speed and leading with my head, and, I hope that he goes down, basically. And my rookie year, missing a lot of tackles, it was like, that doesn't really work here. And so just learning to use my shoulders, to wrap up, to stay on my feet, to know that I don't have to be 100 miles an hour to every play. I just have to play at my speed and let the game come to me. It just made everything open up, not just tackling. It kind of, everything just starts.
Zyon, you had an up and down rookie season, but one area you really excelled at 2 years ago was as a gunner. Josh Hayes came in last year and really excelled as a gunner, and then after spending some time in nickel training camp, spent more time outside with you guys in practice. How has he kind of developed behind the scenes as an outside corner, and what do you think his prospects are for his second year?
I'm super excited for him, especially with the progression that he's made on the defensive side of the ball. And we knew special teams-wise he's super athletic. And me and him, we talk. He's right next to me in my locker. We both played in the FCS, and so we just have like a connection. And I'm always trying to get him better. And he's the type that's just going to work as hard as he can, everything full speed. He can control full speed a little bit more, but he's really athletic, and I'm excited for him. I mean, whether he's playing in the nickel or at corner or wherever, he's going to excel because he's just going to work super, super hard. He's going to outwork everybody.
You've got an all-pro at safety. You got Jordan Whitehead comes back. Yourself, obviously, Jamel. How good can his secondary be with if all you guys can stay on the field?
The sky's the limit. I mean, that's the main thing. Everybody just staying healthy, staying focused one day at a time. But, I mean, the sky's the limit. The athleticism is there. And I think they did a really good job of putting like minds on this defense and on the field so we can talk to each other. And there's no drop-off in communication, exactly. And I'm excited. I mean, as a corner, you'd want to play with all-pro safeties, safety. So knowing that, Antoine's back there, now Jordan's back there, he's been in this system before. I mean, I'm super excited. I feel like we can just let loose.
It's still early, but have you started formulating goals for yourself for next season?
No, I mean, really, I'm just taking everything day by day at this moment. Once we get through OTAs, and I'll sit down and actually have goals that I write down and that I'm repeating to myself constantly over and over. But right now, I mean, it's just focused on what can I do to make the most out of today.
Bucs did a lot of work this offseason to get some players back. That includes Mike Evans, obviously. And you're going into your third year. What's it going to mean, being able to face him again in training camp coming up and how, iron sharpens iron? And what are you looking forward to kind of hone your own game again going against someone like that?
Exactly. Being able to compete against the best in practice is what makes everybody great on the field during the game. And having a guy like Mike Evans, I mean, I'm taking advantage of every rep I get against him, whether it's one-on-one, 7-on-7 team. I mean, I have to get those reps. And so I look forward to the matchup with not only him, but Chris and a lot of the other guys that we have. But Mike being going to 13th year or 14 years, I mean, it's unbelievable. And so I cherish every moment I have being able to go against a guy like that.
What specific things have you learned from the times when he has gotten the best of you, like in training camp?
Yeah, physical at the point of attack. You can't wait for anybody or anything in this league. You have to go and get everything that's out there. Nobody's going to let anything go into your laps. And so Mike, seeing a young guy, I mean, he's not waiting to give him tips or to tell him how to do something. He's just going to beat him, and then you'll learn from the work. So with him, when you line up against him, you don't think, oh, it's Mike Evans or, oh, I'm in the NFL. You think, what am I going to do to win the rep?
When it comes to this being the first day where you get a little bit of classroom time and all of that, what was Todd Bowles' message to the defense today, or in your room, Kevin Ross to the cornerback?
Really, it's just consistency and showing up every day and doing something, not being good, but being great. And what he means by that is just, I mean, if we're doing everything that we're going to need to do in training camp right now, by the time we get to training camp, we're going to be that much further ahead. And so it's not just watching film just to watch film. It's watching film and treating like you're still in a season. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that we were in this building in a season fighting for a playoff spot, fighting to get to the Super Bowl. So we can't lose that fire, that intensity we can stack these years instead of just starting over every year.
Was that Coach Bowles that said that or Coach Ross?
Bowles in today's team meeting.
Is it different coming back in to the building this year? Last year, externally, there were no expectations. You guys now won the division 3 years in a row. You were one game, maybe a quarter away from an NFC championship. Does it feel different internally this year?
No, I mean, I say the culture is still pretty intact. It's a family-oriented atmosphere, and everybody's trying to get everybody better. We're not trying to block off any new guys. I mean, we embrace everybody and everything, and so don't say it too much changed. We'll have to wait to see if anything happens on the practice field. But right now, everybody's on the same boat.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks.
no problem.